numéro 7. We're very happy to have you all live, or we will have you live in a few minutes, I'm sure, when you'll discover our guest today. First, I would like to say, je voudrais seulement dire qu'on avait annoncé Ernst Larac qui devait être aujourd'hui au Chat with Pat, mais malheureusement, sa conjointe, Sarah Mazouz, que certains connaissent, a attrapé le coronavirus. Donc actuellement, elle est elle se fait soigner et tout ça. Donc Ernst a beaucoup de choses à gérer de son côté. Donc on va souhaiter un prompt rétablissement à toute la famille. Ernst Larac, Sarah Mazouz et la petite, on vous envoie des becs. Santé, faites attention à vous. Et sans plus tarder, on va passer à notre invité. We have the privilege to have with us the one and only one, the woman behind the world circuit. She's tonight, actually, because for her it's the night. So I will introduce you, the first woman member of the IJF Executive Committee and the IJF Competition Manager. In charge of the Gender Equity Commission, we have Dr. Lisa Allan. She will be with us right away from Scotland. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Pat. How are you?
Good, and you? How's everything for you in Edinburgh, Scotland, or a little bit closer to Edinburgh, I think?
Yes, and I'm in the country near Edinburgh. It's fine here. It's very, very cold, though, at the moment.
Really? It's cold? Don't tell me it's snowing at your place.
Almost, but we had to scrape the ice off the car windscreen this morning.
Oh, my. Well, us, same thing. On May, I think, 8th or something, it was snowing.
Yeah.
And some people were tagging on social media saying, no, it's May, it's not winter time. Please, spring.
Great. Yeah, we have all the lambs in the fields around us, and it's like just like spring, and then one day spring, one day winter, and like this.
Well. I wish sun will come out soon and warm you all up a little bit. I know you're in the country, like you said, so sometimes we have some glitch with internet. So please, folks, we're live, and it's the beauty of a technology. So sometimes if we're losing you, I will just put the sound. I will take you off from the video, and I will show some pictures that I have secretly hidden in my computer.
Okay, pas de problème.
Merci beaucoup. Oui, tout va bien, Lisa?
Je suis très bien, merci, Pat.
Yeah, excellent. Alors, before we start everything about the circuit and all the questions we have towards IJF, let's discover the woman from judo. How is the understanding judoka husband going?
Oh, my husband Tommy, he's absolutely fine. Actually, he's struggling a bit with me being home all the time at the moment because we're in lockdown. But yeah, it makes my life a lot easier. The fact that he's a judoka, he understands the World Judo Tour, and he knows a lot of the people on the tour. So yeah, he's really great and very supportive of me, obviously.
And everything is fine, healthy, all good?
Yeah, we're all good. We did have one family member had COVID, but she's okay now. But it's a stressful time because we have a lot of members of my family are in the medical profession, and they're close to the front line. So yeah, they're doing a fantastic job out there, and really take my hat off to all the workers that are still carrying on with their day jobs. They're doing an amazing thing.
True. You said that your husband is in judo, but I think, how's it being into a judo family? I think your whole family or lots of people around you are in the judo.
Yeah, everybody's a judoka because I was brought up. My parents are both judoka. My dad used to be the national coach for the British men's team. He was the coach at the Los Angeles Olympic Games. And he still works as the sport director for British Judo. My mum's a judoka, my brother's a judoka, husband's a judoka, everybody's
a judoka.
Everybody.
So yeah. it's a passion, eh?
Yeah. Lots of Sunday dinners, sitting around the table, eating and talking, and mostly the conversation somehow always comes back to judo.
Yeah, it's wow. Well, we experience this sometimes
Yeah.
on our side. I'm sure it's about the same thing. Um, Holder of a PhD, you became a researcher. So, what brought you back to the world of judo?
So, as you say, I have a PhD, and my PhD is in organic chemistry, and I was involved in that for 20 years, um, teaching chemistry, running research projects, etc., etc. And what made me come into judo as a profession, as a career, if you like, was the fact that London won the Olympic Games. So in 2005, the no 2007, yeah, five, I think, that we knew we won it, and I decided at that point to get involved, and I thought I'll just go along and be a volunteer and help like that. And it was actually one of the French coaches said to me, Lisa, you should run the competition. And I was like, really? What? I never run a competition. I don't know anything about how to run a competition. Anyway, to cut a long story short, when they advertised the jobs, I threw my hat in the ring and was lucky to have it picked up, and responsible for the Olympics and Paralympic Games. So
Yeah, you
I
and
can see, yeah, and the picture behind you, of course, brings fond memories for Canada when.
yes, it is for us. That's why it's big memory for you, for us. I think it was a magical moment.
Yeah, it was a great. It was. I was very, very proud of that Olympic and Paralympic Games. We had a wonderful team of people working in the judo team, and yeah, it was perfect. Britain winning medals, and all the other countries telling us it was a great games, and yeah, it was a nice time. And then following on from that, the president of the International Judo Federation offered me a job as their competition manager, which I'm still doing 6 years later.
Well, we've been working with you, and we'll discuss that a little bit later in the presentation. Besides judo, are there any other sports activity you enjoy or you follow?
Um, Actually, when I was younger, I played some volleyball and some netball, which is not such a popular sport in some countries. It was mostly team sports that I played, but I don't really follow anything other than judo, to be honest.
You're busy
I
with that.
I don't know. I'm just too addicted to judo, I guess.
Yes. Well, like I said, I think we're in the same on the same planet. Everybody
Yeah.
here watching this chat.
Yeah, I worked for Sport Accord, which was an organisation that had a lot of sports, and I was responsible for some of their events. And I just didn't feel the same passion for the other sports that I felt for judo. Even for the other combat sports, I didn't feel the same. There just wasn't that same je ne sais quoi there. There was just no spark. There
Well,
was no spark there, you
that's
know?
the right expression. Je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi.
But, yeah.
True. Um, did you think judo would play such a big part in your life?
To be honest, at the beginning, no. And it wasn't something that I particularly thought would become a full time occupation for me. I was always practicing in the club, helping out, with going on the trips with the team as a team manager or doing a little bit of coaching. But no, I wanted to be a scientist. I studied science, and yeah, got into that. And I never ever believed one day that judo would be like basically all of my time spent on judo, but somehow it's turned out like that. So yeah, it's lucky, I
Well,
guess. It's not like a job for me. It's like I don't
you're
feel like
like
a job because
a fish
I
in
enjoy
the
it.
fish in the bowl. It's you're in your world.
Yeah, I really really love it. So mhm.
Um, what is the greatest gift judo has given you?
Oh, it's given me so many, but I think the one of the greatest things that I love about it and that I'm really grateful for is the judo family and the friends that I have. across the world. I think that's just, it's a really special thing. And I've met so many interesting people. I've managed to experience so many different cultures and to see so many different parts of the world, which just opens your eyes, you know, to see what's out there. And that's I think that's the greatest gift for me.
It's precious, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you value most about judo?
I value most probably the moral code and the educational values that judo's based on. I think my grandmother was a real she was a woman of real integrity, and I think, and I'm grateful to my parents as well that they brought us up with you know, good values and good morals, and I think that that's really, really important, and I think that's what sets judo apart from other sports. Is the fact that there is an educational philosophy. It's based on that, and it's based on judo values, and it's based on, you know, making the world a better place
True,
for.
and we carry them for all our life later on, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Because we're only here for a tiny, tiny moment, you know, but you want it to be better for future generations.
Only tiny? Are you sure about that? Tiny it is. It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It feels like it. Patrick, I had my 50th birthday and it so
Oh,
fast.
oh, oh,
So
we,
fast.
we
But,
lost.
you know, yeah. What
Wait,
did
wait.
they
We lost that number. We missed that number. You had your 45th anniversary. Is that what you said?
50! 50!
No, there was a glitch. There was a
25!
glitch.
25! It was a glitch. 25.
You're welcome. Before we start and we go on the world circuit, or more towards, you know, your regular and job, if to finish the sentence, you know, if I wasn't involved in judo, I would be.
If I wasn't involved in judo, I would be a research scientist.
Oh. So it's a circle back to the, you know.
Yeah. I love science, you know. I love science and I love being in science.
No,
And
I'm sure your day-to-day science and everything, you know, for competition rules, you know, system, way, organization. I'm sure it's really useful, and we know everything needs to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, we know. Okay, so if we go toward a little bit more to your regular job or your regular passion on day to day, for the world circuit, what is your most memorable moment as IGF competition manager?
Oh, I have to say, and this is really a personal one for me. It was when Sally Conway won the bronze medal at the Rio Olympic Games, because I've known Sally since she was 10 years old, and she trains, you know, at our judo club, and yeah, that was one of the most memorable moments for me in
So
judo.
I'm really happy. I used that picture of you and her into the presentation that I had previously. I don't know if you've seen. I used that picture. I showed it, and I'm gonna put it on top
Ah,
here.
yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
yeah. Oh,
So
and such a nice woman, Sally. She's so lovely.
well,
Yeah.
we salute her if she's watching the chat with Pat number 7.
Yeah. Not so easy to train with, but
What are some challenges you face as IGF competition manager?
um we have lots of different challenges. Some are good challenges, some are not so good challenges. I think it's because the World Judo Tour goes around so many different countries, it's challenging sometimes when you're working with different cultures and different ways of working. And I think that you just have to get together and you have to understand it from all sides, and help work together to make the event happen. So yeah, cultural challenges are very difficult.
I'm sure in the end, it ends up a real good show for everybody watching it, because on our side, just telling as somebody watching tournaments, I can say that the product or what we see is really nice, and we don't see any difference of what is delivered. But I'm sure all the people are passionate and they love the sport, and they're having fun working with you. I'm sure about this.
I hope so. I hope so.
um, as the IGF competition manager, you travel, and you said it, you travel a lot around the world to many different countries and work with many people from different cultures. Have you experienced or discovered any interesting cultural customs?
Oh, interesting question. Not nothing is coming to me immediately, but I remember one time, and this wasn't through judo, but I do remember one time when we were on holiday, and I think it was in Thailand, and it was really rude to show the soles of your feet. If you were sitting on a chair and you like put your foot up and showed the sole of your foot, that was considered to be really rude. So, small things like that. And I remember one time I was at an NOC meeting.
Oh, we have a problem with the connection. I'm
And
sure it's come from.
one of the gentlemen my hands.
Lisa, I think we've lost you in the country somewhere.
His culture, he wasn't.
Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. I told you at the beginning when we started, we had some problem with the connection of the internet in the country of Edinburgh, Scotland, with Dr. Lisa Allan. Lisa, are you back? Canada is calling Scotland. Canada is calling Scotland. Are you still there? Oh, we've lost. We've lost, but I'm sure she will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay connected. This is always, c'est ce qui arrive parfois avec les mauvaises connexions. On va sûrement avoir Dr. Lisa Allan qui va être de retour avec nous. Elle est un peu, n'est pas avec une bonne connexion. Elle est dans sa maison de campagne à côté de Édimbourg, en Écosse. Donc, Dr. Lisa Allan est de retour. On va essayer de voir si on peut revenir. Alors, un instant. Hello, Lisa. Are you back? Whoa, I don't know if she's back.
Hello.
Yes, Lisa, I'm just gonna put the audio for now. Can you hear me? Is it better like that? Oh là 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 là. Mesdames, Messieurs, il y a un peu trop de connexion sur la ligne. Il y a, comme on dirait, il y a de la friture. There is a Houston, we have a problem.
Hi. Yeah, I am back.
Oh, yes. Okay, you're back, but it's sometimes there's a delay with us. So I've put you only with audio, Lisa, for now. Okay, yes, yes. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna let the
Okay,
line adjust itself or him herself, or I don't know how to say that. Okay, let's see. Can you hear me properly?
I can hear you.
Okay, super. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna go only with a sound, and if I see that the line is stable, then I'll put back the video on. Is it okay with you, Lisa?
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. So, well, we were discussing about the fact that you were traveling in Thailand and having your feet. You were talking about your feet and a certain position of your feet, and let's finish that answer on this one.
Oh, apparently it was very rude to show the soles of your feet to somebody.
Oh, well, now we know. So please, ladies and gentlemen, remember this when you go to Thailand for the next time. Um, Then, okay, I'm gonna try to go back. Okay, being on the IGF competition circuit, you don't need to answer. You can say we're not forcing you, but do you have any favorite athletes that you enjoy watching compete? Don't say it too loud. If it's someone it's from Canada, it's perfect. You can say it.
Actually, I could not pick one. I could not pick one because at every event there's always somebody different that you want to watch. And my colleague Elisabetta and I, we always work together in accreditation, and we always, there's teams that come. They have everything: coaches, doctors, massage therapists, um, mind doctor, everything. And then there's the athletes that come on their own, you know. And Ellie and I call them our judo orphans, and we're always looking out for them at every event. So really, we always focus on the ones that are kind of alone, making sure they're okay, and then just watching them compete. So yeah, no, I definitely couldn't pick one.
Couldn't pick anybody. Eh? Well, I have sometimes I think we have some tricky questions, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. We try to get some scoop, but it's better like that. Last summer, Canada was proud to host a Grand Prix in Montreal. Do
Mm-hmm.
you have a memorable moment from this event?
Yes, actually I have many memorable moments, because it was a wonderful event, and Judo Canada were absolutely amazing to work with, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on with you. I have a huge respect for Nicola Gill. I think he's a fantastic CEO, as he was a fantastic high performance director,
Whoa,
coach.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Please, please, please.
It's big
Stop,
head.
stop.
But also working with yourself and the other Nicola and Shutai and all these wonderful people. And so yeah, we had a great event. It threw up some things that if we were to come back and do it again, we know what we would do better, and we know what we wouldn't do. But I think the public had a great time. The spectators were amazing. Yeah, and the judo was a really great competition.
It was wonderful. Eh? Yes, I
Hmm.
think it was fun. Unless the ice, that we could have get the ice
Yeah,
melted, but
yeah, we did.
we'll know for the future.
Exactly, and that's the exciting thing about competitions. No two events are the same. Even if you go back to the same place in the same venue, it's never the same. And I think we have to say a huge thank you to the volunteers at the events, because without them we
I
could
agree.
not run. We could not run our World Judo Tour without all the national technical officials and volunteers in all of the countries. You know,
True,
so.
true. Um, you were in Montreal, in Canada, but
Mhm.
have you visited other Canadian cities?
That I came to Montreal for the Grand Prix, and I'd been there before for the inspection visit, and I'd also been there when I was 40 years ago with my parents on holiday. But I've also been to Vancouver, which is also like another beautiful city. So yeah,
It is a
um,
beautiful city.
I haven't been anywhere else yet. Not yet, but
Speaking of Vancouver, I have my oldest one, my 14 years old Kylie. She does judo, so I don't know if she's watching, and her mom Cynthia. So I salute people to Vancouver, Steveston Judo Club, Judo BC, everybody. Hi, Vancouver.
I met your daughter, Patrick, when I was in Montreal at the Grand Prix, when I was running up Mont Royal, and she was up there training with Michael Horley, who I've
True,
known.
true.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? She doesn't like running, but we won't tell people. But
No, neither do
she's
I. Neither
no
do I.
running, no running. Um, as the director of the Gender Equity Commission, can you
Mm-hmm.
tell us why is it important to define and differentiate between gender equity and gender equality?
For us, it's very important to define the difference because, you know, in English, it's quite confusing because the words sound quite similar, but they don't mean the same thing. So I always give an analogy when I'm talking to people. Equality is giving everybody the same thing. So it's like giving 10 kids of different ages and different sizes the same size of judogi to practice with. And equity is different. Equity is about giving people what they need to do the job. So an example of equity is giving everybody a judo kit that fits them. You see,
Yes. Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
big difference.
So it's a difference, and I don't know if you've seen that. There's a very famous kind of picture, and it's like of a teacher, and they've got a big tree, and there's like a fish, an elephant, a giraffe, and a monkey, and the task is to climb the tree. And the monkey can do it like that, but the elephant would need this thing to get it up, and the fish would need something else. So there is a really big difference between equity and inequality. And I don't know if in French the words are the same or different.
They're not the same.
They're not the same. So
No.
yeah. So a lot of people call us the Gender Equality Commission, which we're not. We're the Gender Equity Commission, and we're about all gender. It's about making sure that we give people what they need to do judo.
True, true.
So
Well, they sound the same, but in the sentence, the meaning is, like you said, it's totally different.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's not just about saying, we need half men and half women for every single thing. It's
Mm,
absolutely not about that.
true,
So
true.
it just so happens that we're currently focusing on women in judo because at the moment that's where we don't have as many women in a lot of the areas of judo that we could have, and that's not anybody's fault. That's just how it is, because primarily in the beginning judo was a lot more men, and then obviously it was a men's Olympic sport well before it was a women's. So we've got that time, we need to catch up.
To
But
catch up.
it's just about making sure that everybody in the world, everybody irrespective of gender, has the opportunity to try judo, to go to judo, and have a great time.
True. Can you tell us about the IGF Together We're Stronger platform?
So we've had 2 seminars now, gender equity seminars, and the theme of those seminars was about together we are stronger, because as you know, we occupy this world together, men and women. We're almost 50-50, and we thought that women can't do it alone. We need the men, and men can't do it alone. They need the women. So we use this as our tagline: together we are stronger. And we've got our strategic plan written, and we're working very hard to try to deliver that. And as you know, it's like we talked about the teams coming to the competitions. We've got some that are one athlete and some that are complex teams. It's the same with national federations. We've got
Mhm.
national federations that are run by one volunteer 1 day a week, and we've got full-time federations with 70 staff and all the combinations in between. Yeah. So it's about helping federations to do the best they can in terms of gender equity, inclusion and diversity within their federation and what they can do. And I know that Judo Canada and lots of federations are doing wonderful work, but some federations are not able to do anything. So we've got our page on the website where we post all of the National Federation projects that federations sent us, so that we can share examples of good practice and
Good
ideas.
sharing, and sometimes it can inspire others.
Yeah, to try things, because
Try.
a lot of people, you don't need a lot of money or resources sometimes to make very good projects. It's just about being
True.
innovative with what you have.
Yeah. One of the Gender Equity Committee goals is to continue to have a balanced media portrayal of both genders. In communication, you must treat women as athletes, not women. Can you elaborate more on this?
Yeah. So apparently, and I may misquote here, but it's close enough. I think something like worldwide, the media coverage of men to women across all sports is that women get like 3% of the media coverage in comparison to men. So it's a massive disparity. It's a
True.
massive disparity. And then often when women are in the media, they're portrayed not for their athleticism, but maybe for how physically attractive they are, how maybe in shape their bodies are, So and it's very important that for our young girls in the sport, they have to see, they say you can't be what you can't see. So if you don't see top female athletes in the media, then you don't believe that you can be that. Whereas if
Yeah.
young girls can see, top athletes like,
True.
Krista Degucci, like Clarice, all of our top women, we want to have a balance of of women and men in our media, because we want our young kids, boys and girls, to aspire to be the next Teddy Riner, the next Clarice, So
Yes.
that's really, really important. And it's really important, the language that's used about women in the articles. So you could maybe see, if you read something, just say like, oh, she's really cute. Well, you would never say that about a man.
No, you would just talk about the performance.
Yeah, they would talk about the performance, or they would never go, oh, Teddy Riner, oh, he's really a handsome athlete. So why use that kind of language about women? And they need to really, and our media team are very good, and they're doing an awful lot to get a good balance of gender. And we've got our projects running, Coffee with Celine, and we're talking to lots of the athletes and trying to get, like I say, a good gender balance, and not just focusing on the men, and not just focusing on the top guys. We're focusing on the other ones, the young ones, the up and coming ones, So
On our side, we have to say we're very privileged. We have like a dream team of women judo players, as you know, and especially 57 kilo, and I'm sure you know 63, Kalida, and all.
Yeah.
We're very privileged, and we have a good coverage by our media, and they talk about their performance, and they're very proud of what they do.
Yeah, and that's really, really, really good, and it's really good to hear, and I'm sure it'll be inspirational for the younger generation. And when I was growing up as well, it was I looked up to, we had Jane Bridge. She was the first ever female world champion. Jane was there, and Kate Howie was a massive icon for us when we were young. But as were some of the men, Neil Adams, Denzel White, so we need to see our stars.
True. Where in judo would you like to see more women involved?
The obvious one is on the executive committee, and I'm very, very thankful to say that that's actually changed. At the Congress last year, the national federations voted to have 25% of the president's list as women, which means that going forward from next year, there'll be between 3 and 5 women on the executive committee. But we'd like to take that down then to continental union level, and also to national federation level, to get more women in leadership positions. But But that said, we don't want to say, I'm not a fan of saying, let's have 50-50 men, women. I'm more a fan of saying, let's have the right people for the job, irrespective
For the
of
job.
Yeah.
True. Well, I had a chat with Pat number 5. If you have time, you go watch this one. I had Archa Sheffield. She's actually right now the president of Judo Ontario. Wonderful woman and doing a great job as a president for the province of Ontario. And she said off the record on chat with Pat number 5 that she would be maybe one day interested into becoming the president of Judo Canada. So let's cross our fingers.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We wait. And maybe we'll have the answer on chat with Pat number 5.
Yeah, we don't have many women that are presidents of federations, and that could also do with going up. But I mean, I think just in general, I would love to see more women in the sport across the board, more women as referees, as coaches.
True.
We don't have many women coaches at the high performance level, and just more teenage girls in the sport. We have a lot of, I think in general, most countries, they have a lot of girls under 12, 13, and then they kind of drift away as teenagers, and to retain them as teenagers, and just to say, there's more to judo than competition. There's only a tiny percentage that are competitive. And the rest of us are there enjoying it for what it can give us. And I think that's where good clubs and universities can have a massive impact on selling judo for its health benefits, for its social benefits, for its educational benefits. And it's not just about competition, because hardly anybody that can make it in the competition side.
I picked one picture from our Grand Prix just to show you, and I thought it resumed, our Grand Prix pictures.
Oh.
All those nice women being a refereeing, being happy, friendship,
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I miss them all.
They'll be back for sure.
I know. I'm starting to forget what people look like from the tour. Oh.
Well, that's why I bring them back in.
Yeah. No, it's really good, and that we were talking about, that's an area in refereeing. Although we don't have so many female referees, we actually never differentiate between what our male and female referees do, because female referees can referee men, women. And in some sports, it's only like a man referee can only referee the men, the women can only referee the women. Like, rugby, football, you never see a female referee. I think rugby now are trying to put some female referees in, but our women referees have actually been refereeing men and women since they started refereeing. So in that aspect, we're actually ahead of a lot of other sports.
Yeah, true. If you could change or improve any aspect of judo, what would it be?
Oh, apart from maybe more women involved across the board.
Maybe less hurt in the morning, no? Less pain in the morning?
I don't know. I think across everything, you can always become better and improve, can't you? And I think that's one of the big philosophies from Jigoro Kano is that,
exactly.
And I think we can all think about our experiences in judo, and there's all things that we can think about that could be better. I think it's hard to just pick one specific thing, because I think across the board, the sport can get better all the time, all through various aspects of the sport.
Currently, with COVID-19, judo has been put on, I'll put it on pause. This pause is quite significant with his timing and duration. Mm-hmm. What will be the IJF's priority once given the okay to return?
So, as you know, very importantly, our World Judo Tour was unfortunately stopped, and rightly so. It should have been. I think our president, Mr. Wieser, made the right decision You know, we tried to go to Marrakech, to Rabat, to Moroccan Grand Prix, and the government actually cancelled that event. And then the next one up was the Russian Grand Slam, and a decision was made to cancel that. And then all other activities and the continental unions followed suit, as did the national federations, which I think was a great show of solidarity from judo. Because it's a very serious situation that we're in.
It is.
Don't want to jeopardize anybody's health. And I think our priority before we start, Pat, is to make sure that when we go back to the World Judo Tour, because it's Olympic qualification, that it's equitable for everybody, that everybody's safe and everybody can travel. Because it would be wrong to start it if half of the world were not able to take part still. So once everything's safe and every country that takes part in the World Judo Tour gets the okay to travel, we are going to restart the tour. Now, what date that will be, we don't know. But as you probably know, we've been in contact with the IOC, and we've published that our Olympic qualification will continue until the end of June in 2021 now. And we had a consultation exercise, and we made an agreement that the first period, which was the first year of 50%, that's going to stay, and the second period would be elongated up until the June 28, 2021, and the points gained during that period would be 100%. But we kept it as the 5 results plus 1, which was the previous qualification, and we're going to keep that because there was a big ask from the National Olympic Committees to not put too much strain on the athletes, because we don't know when we're starting and we don't know how much time we'll have. So we don't want everybody suddenly have to compete every single weekend. That's not fair, you know. And
and some countries will not be able to start training at the same time or right moment.
Exactly. So we have to make sure that, as you say, once we start, people have to have a period of proper training, because nobody can go to their clubs or their high performance centres. So we need the athletes need a period of time to prepare properly, and then they need to participate in more events to improve on their current results. And then we have the end of the qualification, and we'll see who will go. And I think it's not a good situation for everybody, Pat. It's not, because you know if we'd made it's the qualification was going to finish in a couple of weeks.
It was like what, weeks or a month before the end.
Yeah, 2 more weeks at the end of May it was going to finish, and some people would have gone to the games and some people wouldn't. Unfortunately, with the situation, we've got to wait another year, and it's going to be different people and different people not going. But it's what it is. And you know, as I sent Nico actually a quote. I said, you know, Charles Darwin said, "It's not the strongest and the fittest that survive; it's those that are most adaptable to change." And that's what. In everything, I always think there's an opportunity. And for some, it won't be so easy to hold their weight another year, to go to more events, but it's what it is, and you just take the rough with the smooth.
True. Well, you know, we were discussing just before we got online, and like I said, Antoine Vara-Fortier, you know, training hard toward the Worlds. Now he's getting ready to be a track and field. He is probably one of the fastest runner in Canada. So
not as fast as you, Patrick, is he?
Yeah. On my
over
time,
5 kilometers.
On a 5K, I still have the time, but that's another story. COVID-19 has disrupted our normal and given us a new normal to experience at the moment. What measures do you foresee judo adopting in order to return during this time? And do you think any of these measures will be long-term and become part of judo for the future?
You know, I'm not so sure. I think a lot about it because, well, we're currently in lockdown, and we're going to have this kind of phased return to what they call the new norm, you know, the new normal. Mm-hmm. But I think we don't know what's going to happen, because what if we have a recurrence of the COVID coming back? And And I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to learn from how we reacted and how we, went with the situation to see what happens in the future. And really, we're always, I think we always in judo, we always try to be as safe as we can, because the health of the and welfare of the athletes is always at the heart of everything that we do. And we've got rules about people being clean, people looking after their health. People are not supposed to compete if they've got sort of contagious diseases and things like that. And we just we'll have to be maybe stricter in the future about who, what state of the health of our athletes is. I don't know. It opens a huge number of questions as to, will people have to have some kind of medical passport to travel in the future? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, true.
So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. But I'm confident that judo as a sport, and that us as the judo family, we'll be able to adapt to whatever gets thrown at us. I always say that the judo family is so flexible and so adaptable.
Well, it is part of the sport to be flexible and to adapt yourself. So
yeah.
let's say it clearly like this. Before we go to the team number 2, do you know your judo? And there will be a surprise for you.
No.
Oh yes, and you'll see. During this pause, you've answered a little bit of this question previously. I think maybe you'll change or it'll be different. But what have you missed the most about judo?
Oh, I've missed the people. I've missed the social contact with people. I'm a real people person, so for me that part of it's been really, really difficult. Really
Same
difficult.
for me. Yeah, we miss our family. Eh? True. So we say hi to the whole family.
I just want to hug my mum and dad. That's all I want to
do. True. So, are you gonna be ready for Do You Know Your Judo?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
All right. So, before we start, we have to say a little hello, because the person who prepared you those questions is someone from your home. His name is Mr. James Mella, and Mr. Oh yes, Mr. Mella participated in this event, and he prepared me those questions specifically for you.
Okay.
So, and he said, overall, he says that there's probably one that is tricky. So, are you ready?
I am ready, but when I get anxious, I get forgetful.
Let's go. First question. Which Scottish judoka holds the highest grade in the country?
George Kerr, 10th Dan. Thank goodness I got that right. He would never forgive me if I didn't.
So 10th Dan, I think, and he received it in 2010.
Around that time, yeah.
Oh, Wikipedia is very nice to me.
In Paris tournament, he got in Paris, the Grand Slam, he got it. Yeah, maybe 2010.
Well, 1 out of 1.
1 out of 1.
Number 2. I hope James is watching. He's like, she's gonna get it. She's gonna. First Scottish athlete to compete at Olympic Games in judo.
Oh, now he's testing me. Was that Eddie Mullen?
Oh boy.
Was that right? God, I couldn't remember if it was Eddie or not.
1972 in Munich.
Yeah, Eddie Mullen.
Whoa! And he said that was the trickier one. So you should be 3 out of 3 if we go to it.
Probably blow this now.
So, question number 3. We'll make it. Maybe you can add all, but answer the question is: what is the total number of world and Olympic medals won by Scottish athletes? How many?
How many?
So Olympic and world together.
Olympic and World together.
So let's start with Olympic Games.
Right. Sally, bronze medal.
And do you think there's another one for Olympic
No.
Games?
No.
So it leaves you world medalist.
World medalists. Right. So John Buchanan, bronze. Graham Randall, gold. Loretta Cusack Doyle, gold. Bronze.
And Loretta is one or two medal?
Well, she's 2 medal.
There we go. We're there.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
yeah. I'm
Did I,
running now.
did I heard Joyce? Someone
Oh,
like
Joyce
Joyce?
Bronze. God, she'll never forgive
Yeah,
me.
I
Joyce
heard that.
Bronze
I
in
heard.
Hamilton, in Canada.
True.
God, I'm running a blank now, Pat.
Did Sally won a
She
medal
won
at World?
in Tokyo a bronze.
So we're at 7.
Oh, that's 7.
And to give you a clue, are you asking for? Is it a call over the world for a clue?
Can I can call my friend.
Okay, calling your friend. He says there's a Scottish who won 2 medals at Worlds, and it's I think it's a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Burr.
Oh, Ewan Burton. Yay!
So that's a total of
9.
yes.
9. Is it 9?
Yes, it is.
Ewan.
Well, congratulations.
Sorry, guys, I didn't forget about you. That's under pressure.
All good. You passed the test. It's good. It's good.
Tell James thank you for being nice with his questions.
I will be. I'm sure he will be happy to hear. um, last question. That last question is always, I call it a wisdom or an advice from our guest. We know that you're a specialist, you know, a specialist in competition managing. With your little experience, just your little experience, do you have any advice for those wanting to host a competition, and we call it at a club, at a provincial, at a national level, overall, what is the biggest advice you could give them?
I've got a few small hints, I think, or tips that are useful, and I think they're the same no matter what the level of the event is. I think first of all, judo's not complicated. You need tatami in a hall, and you can run an event.
True.
So don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple and keep it. Think about your the people that you're serving. You've got your athletes, your officials, your volunteers, your public, and think about what they need and how you can best deliver for them. But again, I say keep it simple. And 80% of the work is done before the event. 80% is done before the event. So if you can nail all that before the event, then you go into the event prepared, and it should run. And the best thing is to get good volunteers, because it's all about the people. It's all about the people. And if you have a team of volunteers that would walk over fire for you, then you couldn't ask for anything else.
Well, you know what? I think those 3 tips, and I looked at, by doing tournaments, like you said, at every level.
Yeah.
I couldn't resume it better.
Yeah, it's the same, isn't it? Keep it
Yep.
simple, be prepared, and have good teammates, good people in your team. And every event, and that's the same whether it's a club level event, a provincial event, or an Olympic game. We're not complicated, judo. We're not complicated. And don't try to make it complicated, because it's not. It doesn't work.
Well, it's the same on the mat. If you try to be complicated, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it backfires on you badly sometimes.
Exactly.
Then you try to do things like Koga Sianagi, it never works.
Well, on these advices, Lisa, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for having the privilege to have an interview, a chat with you on this particular moment. We really appreciate. Um, I hope you have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I have.
And we miss judo, we miss the circuit, and we're very excited to go back on the mat and to see the tournaments and everything. So thank you very much. You're doing a great job for judo, and we really appreciate you, and I'm sure the whole community likes what you're doing and appreciating every single day of tournament that they're watching here in Canada. So, Lisa, thank you so much.
Thank you Patrick, I'd like to say thank you very much for having me on. Thank you to Nico, Judo Canada, to President Tamura. I do wish that Sarah Mazus gets better soon.
We'll keep you informed.
Yeah, please keep us informed how she does, and looking forward to the next chats with Pat. And I thank James for his questions, and just want to say thank you very much to everybody. I miss you all. It's not an easy time, but as I said, it's not. I'm not in a bad situation. I'm grateful for that. So, yeah, thank you very much, Patrick. Had a lovely evening with you, and look forward to the next time we can be together and sit and have a cup of tea and chat about judo.
Oh yes, a nice poutine. I'm sending you a big hug like this. I give you a big hug.
Virtual hug.
There we go. We send you kisses. And like usually, I always say, in the name of all Judo Canada staff and all the members across Canada, please, folks, stay home, stay safe, and stay strong. We will have Judo back again. It will be back. So, Lisa, sending you big kisses. Thank you very much.
Bye.
And talk soon to everybody. Bye-bye.